Good evening, folks, and welcome to a different kind of live stream from Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. You know, tonight I wanted to come live to you because I pay attention. I pay attention to the good people, the people who search for the missing. And, you know, I'm always supporting, and we as a community are always supporting EquiSearch Midwest, Texas EquiSearch, Jacob from Chaos Divers and Lindsay, Nick Rinn doing his thing, Doug Bishop. All of these search groups are in it for the right reasons. And the right reasons is to find the missing. And that's why I come live with you tonight. And this is like, again, something that I feel strongly about. I feel strongly that we need to get around the good ones, the good people, the people who want to try to help. And Josh Cantu, I'll say this, you know, I haven't had him on my stream with me, but I have had his buddies, Devin Carroll, Nick Rinn, Doug Bishop. And these are guys who are talented that can go out there and make a difference for families. Now, the problems that occurred with their prior search group, Adventures with Purpose, they made a decision with the owner, with Jared. They made a decision to walk away from the search team. And they did that because it was their own decision as men. We all have our choices and decisions to make. I happen to back them up on their decisions because I would have did the same thing if I was in that same position. And we all know that everybody's innocent until proven guilty. But in an instance like this, where Josh Cantu, who has two young little babies at home, is a videographer. He is a phenomenally talented videographer. He is now got himself dive certified and wants to continue to go out there and search for the missing. And to do that, it takes resources. It takes you to have equipment. And equipment and resources cost money. Travel costs money. So however they're going to make their money, they're going to use it to search for the missing. And I can get behind that. So I want to play a little bit of something that Josh Cantu uploaded onto his channel. He gave me permission to play it. But before I do that, he sent a little message in to me. And I want to see if I can get that up. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm going to play his message because it's going to exactly describe to you guys why I've decided. Again, I reached out to him and I said, I want to try to help support you in this endeavor. And his endeavor is a big one. He's fighting the big guy, the person who has lots of funds and lots of money and lots of resources, who wants to try to put a stop to him. He wants to silence him from searching for the missing. And I don't agree with that. I can never get behind that. I could never get behind it. So I want to play this for you guys. And this is Josh Cantu on his own channel. I'll link it in the description.
My name is Josh Cantu, and I'm a videographer based out of Bend, Oregon. I have my own production company called Juke Motion Pictures, which was established in 2017. Now, in March of 2019, I began helping a YouTube channel that specialized in diving, looking for objects underwater. At this time, I was filming under the umbrella of Juke Motion Pictures. Now, fast forward a few years, we were able to solve over 20 cold cases while traveling the United States. During this time of me helping these search teams, I was also able to create my own episodes for my own channel under the guidance and the mentorship of the owner of Adventures with Purpose.
You find this kind of stuff every time you go diving?
Every time I go diving,
You find out something cool.
every time, like, I have not found something cool whenever I've gone diving.
During me making these amazing, heartfelt stories of bringing missing loved ones who were lost out of the water, I was also able to create my own behind the scenes episodes, many that you guys enjoyed back in 2021, 2022.
This is to accomplish the impossible. Makes it possible.
Now, for some reason, after all of our momentum that we were creating, and even me helping Adventures with Purpose build out 2 trailers to go on the road, split into 2 teams with Doug and Nick and Devin and Carson, we were met with documents where we all of a sudden had to sign on as employees. It would have been one thing if we were made employees for Adventures with Purpose. But for some reason, there was a father company called Underwater Investigations that we were signing on with. Now, this corporation was not really explained to us on why we were signing in with this new company. However, we were about to head on a new trip. We wanted to get back out and start, continue to solve cold cases. And so we just eagerly signed on, trusting friends who we were doing this with.
And I want to just stop it for a second because this is where it really all blew up. They really, Adventures with Purpose and the finding of Kylie Rodney is where they just skyrocketed. And then it all went south after that.
In November of 2022, some information came out about the owner of Adventures with Purpose that we were not comfortable with.
I will live my life with integrity and morale and knowing that I did the right thing and made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support.
We were able to walk away from being a part of that team, and we thought, everything would be okay. And so I attempted to just, continue to kindle the friendships that I had made. And we went out on some small adventures of our own. Now, despite quitting, I was very proud of the work that I had turned in. I was very proud of what I was able to accomplish during my time on that team. Being a part of solving missing persons cases, bringing answers to families, and just the epicness of being out and scuba diving, working with friends and really cool people in the industry, with police officers, with search and rescue divers. It was just an amazing experience. And as a lifeguard myself, it just felt so rewarding to be in this field. And so even though we decided to part ways with that channel, we still wanted to continue.
And this is Josh Cantu showing how they went out and bought equipment, you know, obtained boats, batteries, all kinds of equipment that's needed to do what? To continue searching for the missing. So Josh is documenting here how after they walked away from that search team, their former search team, that they continued. And you see Nick Wren there with him, former teammate Nick Wren. You see Doug Bishop here going forward. You see Devin Carroll. You see Carson is there with them, and they're all trying to do this collectively. Even if they do it separately, they're all teaming together to do what? To help search for the missing.
And for those of you who have been following this story for a few years now, you saw how that was encouraged with other YouTube channels, other search and recovery individuals who.
And there he is with Jacob and Lindsay from Chaos Divers. And yes, Josh is with them now searching for the missing on different cases. He flew from his hometown out to team up with Chaos Divers. They did a video or two, and he's out there. He is not shutting down. He's still out there doing God's work.
Were, guided and mentored, including myself, in how to, provide answers for these missing persons cases. However, this momentum was recently stopped when my YouTube channel was hit with 11 copyright strikes overnight. Now, if you're not familiar with what a copyright strike is, it's basically somebody saying that they own the rights to the video and the clips that you published on your channel and that you did so without permission. And after 3, they take down your channel. They take away all ability to post, to change any settings on your videos. And if it is unresolved, they delete your channel. I received 11 copyright strikes on videos that I had filmed, years before in, 2021. And I was just like, what? These have been online for so long. I filmed these. I own these. I edited these. I published these. What's the problem? And on top of that, I was making these alongside of the channel that they were behind the scenes of. And so, why is there all of a sudden a problem? The problem is that we were no longer on the team. We were no longer benefiting the owner of that channel. And now we were seen as competition to that channel, when in reality, we were just trying to continue to help others in the ways that we knew how. The thing is that this momentum is trying to be stopped. By this lawsuit, I'm trying to be eliminated as competition. But the thing is that finding missing people, bringing answers to these families, should never be seen as a competition. And for people to be fighting over who has the rights to tell these stories and who has the rights to these clips of these vehicles coming out of the water, etc., it's just really gross and sad. And, you know, I worked hard to create
that. Out of this video, this little statement here that he made, to me, was such high impact. What he says here in this video, in this part of the video, is 100% on the money. Searching for the missing is not supposed to be a competition. We're supposed to be all in it together. We're supposed to band together, no matter how much resources, no matter how many, we check our egos at the door. Because ultimately, finding the missing is what this is all about. Why do you think I am the law enforcement liaison for EquiSearch Midwest? I don't get paid for that. They don't pay me to do that. I make phone calls constantly to law enforcement agencies to try to get them in the door, to try to help them search for missing. I do so much of that. I don't even talk about it publicly. I don't talk about each individual case that I work on with them, but I check my ego at the door. I don't want money for it, but if I can help them raise money, as we did with EquiSearch Midwest, I did fundraisers. And coincidentally, when I did the fundraiser for EquiSearch Midwest in 2021, by a show of hands, how many of you here were a part of that and were in that 4 hours of the telethon that we did? And we raised $25,000 for them over the course of time. And they bought three sophisticated drones with that money. To do what? And they're out there searching for the missing with these drones. I didn't ask them for any of that money that I raised for them. I didn't ask them for compensation for my time for 4 hours. Me and Ed Wallace sat there and did a telethon for them. But it was well worth it because they were going out and using that money to get more equipment, to get more services, to have more money on hand to travel and get hotels and airfare and fly to these locations or drive to these locations. This should not be a competition. And Josh says it really good here.
competition. The thing is that this momentum is trying to be stopped. By this lawsuit, I'm trying to be eliminated as competition. But the thing is that finding missing people, bringing answers to these families, should never be seen as a competition.
And again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but that what he said right there is fucking gold. because that is 100% true. Searching for the missing is not a competition. It's not me. I did this. I got that. It's us. It's us together as a team. And I can help with my law enforcement contacts. I can help with crowdsourcing and getting funding. And these guys have their own talents. And Josh, I tip my cap to you, because what you just said here, my friend, and Josh is in the chat right now. Josh Cantu, thank you for being here. And again, he can verify. I reached out to Josh. And offered my help in this fight. And I encourage you guys at the end to go and look at the description, and link, it will be in the description for his GoFundMe. He is fighting to keep his channel alive so he can continue to search for the missing. And this story that's on the screen right now was a heartbreaking story. And I highlighted it with Nick Rinn. I'll link this story in the description. But let me just again replay what Josh said. Searching for the missing is important, and it should never, ever come to that.
The thing is that this momentum is trying to be stopped. By this lawsuit, I'm trying to be eliminated as competition. But the thing is that finding missing people, bringing answers to these families, should never be seen as a competition. And for people to be fighting over who has the rights to tell these stories and who has the rights to these clips of these vehicles coming out of the water, etc., it's just really gross and sad.
Gross.
And, I worked hard to create the episodes that were on my channel, and they, generated me, a couple $100 a month. They were residual income for myself. And that's why I left them up when I quit the team, is because, I worked hard to create something that would last. And even though we are able to make a few dollars on views through YouTube, this industry of helping people and solving missing persons cases should not be done for profit, should not be done, seeing these huge dollar signs and being able to go buy all these fancy toys and big epic houses, etc. This is a service we are doing for our community. And, we have been gifted the ability to know and learn how to find vehicles underwater and to scuba dive and to work, with heart and tact with these families, and then bringing in the skills of someone like myself to be able to storytell, capture the story, and present it to an audience like yourself. It was truly a special thing. Now, I was able to immediately kind of defend myself through YouTube, where I said, hey, I filmed these, I own these videos. Here's my description why. These are wrong. These are false accusations. And then YouTube went ahead and said, well, you have over 3 strikes in your account right now. And if you do not properly defend yourself in court, we're going to delete your channel. And that is when I countered these claims, and I reached out to you guys in seeing if you wanted to help me fund a legal battle in order to defend my work and my family and my business. And we were able to...
Now, he just showed a quick clip of his family, but look, he's got 2 little babies at home, his beautiful wife, he's got a beautiful family, and these copyright strikes, he strategically planned them right around the holiday, Christmas of 2023. I mean, what a scumbag. Who does that? Who does that to a family man? It's just despicable.
And my family and my business. And we were able to raise over $25,000.
And as an update, that GoFundMe has reached over $50,000. And I thank each and every one of the people who donated to it, myself included. As a community here, all of you at Crime Time with Duty Ron, your donation is in that kitty. and it's going to be linked in the description. I know last time I checked, it was over $50,000. And that is a testament to the good people who really are out here to support true crime, to support the missing, and bring the missing home to their families. There's no better gift that you can give to a family than to find their loved one. And Josh Cantu and the team, all the teams that are out there, there is multiple teams that are out there doing God's work. There's too many here for me to mention, but they know the true value and the true what this really does for a family that is just looking for answers, looking for where their loved one is. So kudos to Josh.
In just a few weeks. Now, that was back in the beginning of 2024, back in January, and it is now going into May of 2024, where that money has been spent, that money has been used to gain legal counsel. And I have done so much work, so much exhausting work in defending myself, providing evidence, figuring out where all the documents are, figuring out, what was said, what was done, and being able to show all this to my lawyer, where he was then able to create a defense for myself and even some counterclaims. Now, we have spent over like $32,000 so far defending and fighting this fight, and it's been exhausting, and I'm still trying to survive. My opponent does not need to win this case. He just needs to be able to spend enough money so I have to quit. And that is his number one tactic, is he's trying to make it so difficult for me to survive and so much pressure on my family and my business that I have to fold my hand. But as I said before, my lawyer, who has all the evidence, believes in me. And he says that I am on the right side of this argument as a videographer, as a business owner, and as just a decent person, that I should be fighting for myself. However, I cannot win this fight without your help. And that is why I have extended my GoFundMe goal from $20,000 to $50,000, which we are already at halfway to our goal with $25,000 raised. So if you are able and willing to invest into a small creator like myself, overcoming a large bully trying to, for some reason, have a monopoly of solving missing persons cases, it's not a game. This is an absolute privilege to be able to help these families, and it needs to be done correctly, respectfully, especially when it comes to storytelling, doing the work, and secondly, capturing the story. There will be a link in the description below to a GoFundMe account, and will help me keep my channel and help me be able to move on to the next step of how I can be a part of this movement in solving not only missing persons cases, but being a resource to my community and helping people. And I have to follow through with winning this dang lawsuit that somehow I'm in. If you believe in me, please consider donating. And I guarantee you, if we can make it to the finish line of this lawsuit, we will win. My name is Josh Cantu, and I appreciate you guys being here for me, sticking with me. Remember, life is short, so get out and make it epic. I love you guys. I thank you. I'll see you on the next one.
Now, at the end of this, he plays some outtakes of him and the team, and it's all of them kind of horsing around and playing around. And I like that. That was a good touch, Josh.
Hey, wait a second.
That was a great way to end it. And Kristen is going to be linking the GoFundMe in the description of this video. I'm going to link it in a pinned comment in the comment section down below. And I want to say this to all of you folks. Listen, I know that there's people that are on both sides of the fence here, people that support Josh, and there's people that don't. I'm not trying to appeal to the people who don't. I'm not trying to sway people who don't want to support Josh. What I am saying is, here at Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace, we support Josh. We support everyone who does it the right way, that is doing God's work to search for the missing in the right way. And if we find that people that we support are not doing it the right way, then we will not continue supporting them. So at this point, I'm here to tell you that, yes, Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace and this community, if you're a part of my community, then we support Josh Cantu. He made a pre-recorded message that I want to play for you guys. For legal reasons and so forth, I don't think that he can be here with us. But he did make he made a pre-recorded video, and I want to play it for you guys. It's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point. And I'm going to play it as soon as I can find it. Here we go. I think I have it. I do have it. All right, I'll go full screen. It's short and sweet, but it's Josh saying thank you to Crime Time with Duty Ron and the community.
Hey, Duty Ron, Crime Time supporters. Josh Cantu here, and I just want to say thank you so much for all the support I've received in reaching this goal of this GoFundMe. As you know, it's kind of like a tough uphill battle we're in right now of trying to overcome, this fight, and I need all the support I can get. I love being in this community as a lifeguard growing up. I just love helping people and doing my best to provide my skills like storytelling into something that actually matters and is worthwhile, like bringing answers to these families of these missing persons cases. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, and I look forward to staying in this community and for bringing more stories and videos to you guys. See ya.
So short but sweet and right to the point. Josh, thank you for that. Questions in the chat. Is Jarrett harassing the other team members? I don't have information in regards to that, but that's not what this live stream is about. This live stream is about Josh Cantu and supporting him in his fight against a bully, in my eyes, a scumbag. I have no use for somebody like that. And I don't care what his excuse is or what his, how he wants to reason with this. However, it's in his mind, however he deems that this to be okay, it's not okay. You should be fighting the battle of your life to defend yourself in a court of law in Utah against sexual assault charges that are levied against you. That's where you should be concentrating your efforts, not on some young man who's trying to raise a family and search for the missing. That, in my eyes, is the most fucked up thing you can do. And I say that with extreme conviction as someone who has taken evil off the street, who has hunted down criminals for my whole career, 20 plus years in the New York City Police Department. So that's all I have to say in regards to this. I will link in the description the GoFundMe. I want to say thank you to you, the Crime Time with Duty Ron supporters. Again, this is not something that I normally do, but I felt that it was important for me to stand up because I hate bullies. I hate people who think that they're tougher and bigger and have more money than other people, and they could just try to step on people like they're ants. That's not cool. That's not what cool people do. So for me, I despise this type of behavior. I think that it is despicable and just it goes so against what you're trying to stand for or what you tried to stand for at one point. You don't try to stop somebody from searching for the missing and doing the right thing because it affects your pride and your feelings and your money and your bottom line. Get the fuck out of here with that. So I want to thank you guys all for being here. And again, this is something that I feel very strongly about. And I want to thank you for taking the time to listen tonight. Josh is, again, a family man with young children. And he opens his heart up. He shows you guys his family. He shares his wife and his children on his streams and his uploaded videos. This is a good person. Get behind him. Every dollar counts. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching and listening to this video. And I leave you with this image. Josh Cantu. Thank you guys for joining, and good night.